Well, I looked at the team activity for this week, and that didn't look very interesting to make a video about. So I'm going to do one more on the graphics, and so bear with me. I know these may be of more interest to some than to others, but hopefully it'll give you some ideas as well. So, draw a scene. So we're going to do, let's see, draw a sky canvas. Let's see, what do we have? Scene left, scene top, scene right, scene bottom. And then we're going to do a draw ground canvas, and we're going to give it all the same things. And let's see, we're going to have a number here. We're going to call it ground percent. And so 40% of my scene is going to be ground and 60% is going to be sky. Okay? Not a big deal, I know. So we do a def, draw sky, there we go. Pass, def, draw ground, same list, yep, pass, and just to make sure, yeah, I didn't make it executable, so chmod 755 circles.py. Okay, so now we can say circles.py. Nothing happens, of course, because I didn't fill in those routines. So we're going to say draw sky. That's going to be canvas.create rectangle. And a rectangle is left, scene left, and then in the top, scene top, and then I need a width, so that's scene right minus scene left. And I need a height, so that's scene bottom minus scene top. Top, yes, okay. And then I need fill equals, and I'm sorry, I'm still going to go with red, green, blue. So we want a light blue, so we're going to try 80, 80, FF. So that's 80 for red, 80 for green, and FF for blue, all the way up for blue, and halfway up for red and green. And let's start there. And of course, it's not supposed to be completely high. It's supposed to be, it's only supposed to be 60%. So it's times 1 minus ground percent over 100. Does that look good? So there's the width, there's the height. Let's see if that draws our sky in the right place. Okay, that looks like a sky. Could be even lighter than that, couldn't it? And I need to remember to get rid of the outline. So we'll make these both A, and I think its outline equals none. Guess we'll find out in a minute, won't we? Oh, that didn't work. Where's my browser? TK enter, create rectangle, yep. Disable outline. Oh, no. Outline. Color of the border. Width of the border. Width equals 0. Okay, well, I kind of had the idea. So, let's see. Okay, no outline there. So now we need to make some ground. And you know what? This is going to be pretty much the same thing. All I'm going to want to change is the top is going to be, let's see, that's the height. So yeah, this is going to be the top, which may not be the most elegant way of doing it, but hopefully it'll work. And then it's going to be, there's the width, and the height is scene bottom minus scene top times ground percent over 100. And of course I want a different color. Red, green, blue. Let's see. Red and green together makes orange, right? No, red and green makes yellow. Red and yellow makes orange. So if I do half green, all red, no blue, that should be orange, which is not really what I want, but let's no. Ground percent is 40. So it should be 60. Okay, why didn't that draw in the right place? Scene bottom minus scene top. And I know that there's some quiet here while I'm staring at it, and I know it could be a lot smoother, but part of what I want you to see is how I figure things out, okay? And this might be a good time to kick this into the debugger and see what I'm doing wrong with the numbers. So we want to go up to week 6, videos, circles, circles. Okay, and we're going to come down here and we're going to stop here. We're going to run and debug. Okay, so scene left is 0. Scene bottom minus scene top is that. So we print that in there and we get, so that's 0.6. That is 299.4. Scene bottom was 499. So that should be the top. Let's see. I don't see the perimeter list. Hold the Alt key, create rectangle, self, args, coordinates x. Oh, it's not height. This is where the it's right and bottom. Okay, that's the problem. So this needs to be scene bottom. Okay. And actually, we're going to go back to Emacs because for editing it's easier for me because I know all the keystroke commands. Okay, so now if we try it again, alright. Now that still doesn't look very orange. I think you'd have to agree with me, right? And that's because I did those backwards. I need all red and some green. That makes it orange. Now, if we want to make it brown, we just need to take those intensities down a little bit. So we'll take this one down to half, and this one down to half, and that should make brown. There we go. Doesn't that look beautiful? Sky, ground. Okay. Now we finally get to the circles that I said I was going to talk about. So we're going to start off with just drawing a circle. And for the time being, we're going to give it the same list of parameters, okay? So let's see what we got here. We got def, draw circle, canvas dot create circle. Well, it's not circle, it's ellipse or oval. TK enter, create ellipse, no, try oval. Ah, oval. There we go. Okay. So again, it's top left and bottom right. Create oval, and we're going to say, to start off with, we're just going to hardwire some values in here, okay? You'll see why I care about scene left, scene top, etc. soon, hopefully. Maybe not, maybe not, who knows. Okay, so we're going to make it at 300, 300 to 400, 400. Fill equals, let's make this a bright green. How does that sound? And I'm going to leave the outline on it for the moment. Okay. There's a circle. I don't know if I like that position. I forgot to change. See, I keep thinking in terms of height, not lower right. So 300. So this needs to be 200. Okay, there's my circle. And now we're going to draw, we're going to call this draw circles, okay? Draw circles. And we're going to do another one. And we're going to draw it at 500. 150. And its bottom is going to be 550, 200. So let's see what that gets us. That gets us a smaller circle. And let's make him a different color just for giggles, okay? Red, green, blue. We're going to make him just all red. Okay, there we go. Now that is not very exciting, but now we're going to get to the magic. I want to move these circles, okay? And in graphics, generally when you want to move something, the name is animation. So we're going to find something about tkinter animation, okay? Why is animation not working? Canvas.move. You never called the animation method. Okay. Self.root.after. That's the thing that we want. Is after some time we want to move these. Okay, so where was the after? Self.root.after. Where did we have a root here? That's this guy here. Okay. We're going to make that a global variable just so I can get access to it without having to pass it around, okay? Root equals none. I don't know if I need to do that to make it a global or not. But this will now set the value of the global. And we're going to say, let's see, I need to get a handle on these circles. So I need to create variables, these circles. So I'm going to create circle 1 and circle 2. And I'm going to return circle 1, circle 2. And I'm probably going to be doing some reorganizing after this, but let's see. Root.after, how long? After, let's see, tkinter after. Let's see. After parent milliseconds. Okay. Function equals none args. Okay. So we're going to say root.after milliseconds. So after 1,000 milliseconds, we're going to call move circles, and we're going to pass it circles. Okay? And so down here, we're going to have def move circles, and it just gets the circles. Okay, let's see. So I think we can do circles sub-0 dot move. Oops. Let's see. Is that a method or a function? It's probably a function. tkinter move image. That's not what I want. Move oval. it is canvas.move. Okay, so I do need the canvas. So let's add it to the list of things we're passing here. We'll just do it this way for the moment, which is not very elegant, but it'll get us there. So canvas, I can only pass one parameter here, so I'm just making a list of all the things I need. Equals args sub 0, and I may understand that wrong, maybe I can do more. We'll see. Circle 1 equals args sub 1 sub 0, because I've got the second argument is a list, so I have to index into that list. Circle 2 equals args sub 1 sub 1. So now I'm going to say canvas.move circle 1, and I'm going to move him 50 to the right and 10 down. Canvas.move circle 2, and he's going to go 100 to the left and 10 up. So let's see what happens there. What are the odds I've made a mistake? Anybody? Oh, look at that, they moved. They moved inside of each other, but at least they moved. Cool. So let's make him move left 150. Boink. Still inside. 300. Bink. Okay. Now that was a lot of fun. But where it gets really, really interesting is when we can make them keep moving. All right. Now, I've had lots of pieces here, and I said I might want to reorganize things. And I want a circle to move apparently on its own, okay? And so now I'm going to do something called a class. And the idea of a class is that it combines data and behavior. And so I want a class to represent a circle. And if I remember correctly, I just have to do that to define a class. And then there's a magic function called init self. So that's the object that's being initialized. Oh, I need to put a def in front. Even though it's magic, it still needs the word def. So init self is the object to be initialized. And I want the canvas. I want the width. No, I want the radius. Because a circle, you more naturally think in terms of a radius. And I want the color. Okay? And actually, I'm going to want a position too. And so I'm going to create another class, which is a point, which is really pretty simple. Self x, y. And so self.x equals x. So the self, the point that I'm talking about, is going to have a property named x, which you call self.x. And it's going to get the value of the x that I pass here. All right? And self.y is going to equal y. Very, very simple. And so position. And so a circle's position is going to be the center of the circle. All right? So we're going to start off here just by saying self.canvas equals canvas. Self.radius equals radius. self.color equals color. This looks pretty straightforward, doesn't it? Self.position equals position. But now we've got to say self.oval equals canvas dot create oval. And so I need a left, which is actually, no, I'm not going to add anything there for a moment. So I'm just going to say left is position dot x minus radius. That's left. Top is position dot y minus radius. And then right is position dot x plus radius. And would help if I spelled radius correctly, wouldn't it? That's why I'm supposed to use completion and not try to type these things out myself, because I'm a terrible typist. Dot y plus radius. Fill equals color. What was the outline? Because I don't want an outline. Width equals 0. Okay. So when I create a circle, it's going to appear on the canvas. All right. And so let's. So now instead of calling draw circles and move circles, we'll come back to those in just a minute. Maybe I'll just comment those out for the moment, because I'm going to forget how to do move, I'm sure. So now that's the after is what I need. So now I'm going to say circle 1 equals circle, and what do I need to tell it? I need to tell it canvas. Split the screen here so I can see another part. Okay. Where did circle go? There we go. So I need canvas radius. So this one's going to be radius 50. The color is going to be red, green, blue. It's going to be red. And the position, I don't need to say position, I need to say, we'll give it a point. 270. Let's try that. So there's the circle. I created it at position 200, so 200 over this way and 70 down, and its radius is 50, so its top is just 20 pixels away from the top. And I forgot something else. I want to have a speed associated with this circle. And so I need a speed here. Speed. So the speed can also be a point, which sounds kind of funny. I just need to know how many pixels to the right and how many pixels to up or down for the speed. Okay. So we're going to make it a point of, let's see, half a pixel to the right and half a pixel down is going to be the speed for this. And so now I'm going to say self.after, and I'm going to wait for half a second before it starts moving, and then it's going to be circle. Can I do this? I'm hoping I can call out an attribute of the circle on itself. So if that works, then I need to define a def move, and it just takes a self, and we're just going to say, for the moment, I'm just going to print out a statement to see if this works correctly. Okay? So now we're going to try circle object has no attribute after. That is very, very true, because that was supposed to be root, not self. Called move. Okay, good. So in move, what we're going to do, whoops, where did there's move. Okay. I guess I can go back to one window for a moment. Makes it easier to find this, right? So I'm going to say self.oval.move self.speed, and then we're going to say root.after, and we're going to give it 10 milliseconds. Circle.move self. And so that's going to say move by that much, and then wait 10 milliseconds and move again. And so it looks like a recursive call, but it's not actually, because this gets stored somewhere, and after 10 milliseconds it gets called again. So let's see if that makes my circle move smoothly. It didn't. Well, that's too bad. Okay, there we go. Okay, what did I do? Self.oval. Oh, this is a function, not a method. Self.canvas.move self.oval self. This is now parameter. So it needs to be called like that. Let's see if that works. What does it like? Wrong number of args. Self.canvas.move. Oh, it needs an XY, not a point. And that doesn't need to be parenthesized. So it needs .x self.speed.y. That's what it's upset about, I think. Look at that. It's moving all by its lonesome. Isn't that wonderful? Now, okay, it moves across the ground barrier, whoop, and it just goes off the screen. Well, okay. That's a problem too, because we want it to bounce off the edge. Okay, so now let's see, we need to look inside that circle and see if we can figure out where it is, and I need to know how wide and how high the picture is, right? So let's see here. If I just try and run this, okay, it still runs, and I should have the new stuff here. Good. I want to stop right here and see what I can figure out about the circle. Okay. Whoops, I don't want that one anymore. Keep going until you get to the next breakpoint. There we go. Okay. Self.oval. The oval is 3. Interesting. So it's just something about the canvas children. No. Let's see, what can I find out about size of? That's a method. So let's see, if I look here and I say self.canvas.size of 32, well, that's not very useful. So is there a self.canvas.width? How about WinFo width? So see, I'm watching these and trying to find. Oh, that's a method, not a 800. Okay. So is there a WinFo height? 500. Okay. So that's good to know. But how can I find the position of the oval? I guess I could track it myself, couldn't I? I was hoping that there was something in it that would tell me, let's see, self.canvas, sorry, F for self, canvas dot, I don't know, objects? Nope. Ovals? Nope. Shapes? Nope. All right. So I can find out the width and the height by canvas.winfo_width and canvas.winfo_height. And so we'll grab that. And sorry, I'm going to come back to Emacs for editing because it's just easier for me to keep track of. Let's clear that out. Okay. So we're going to have to say self dot position dot x plus equals self dot speed dot x, self dot position dot y plus equals self dot speed dot y. So that'll keep track of where it's at. So we want to see if it's still completely on screen, right? So now we need to say screen width. I guess I should call it window width because screen is the computer screen. Equals self.canvas.winfo_width, window height equals self.canvas.winfo height. Okay, that's the problem with completion, is if I'm not careful I complete the wrong thing. I completed window height, which looked a lot like winfo height. So now I want to see if I'm on screen, right? So I need to see, so if self.position.x minus self.radius is less than 0, that means I've gone off the left, right? Then I need to say self.speed.x equals negative self.speed.x. elif self.position.x plus self.radius is greater than window width. Well, and it's the same thing, isn't it? So I could combine those with an or I could just leave it that way. We'll just leave it that way for the moment. Then we need to do something similar for height. So let's just copy this and see if we can change it. If self.position.y is less than 0, self.speed.y equals negative self.speed.y. elif self.position.y plus radius is greater than window height self.speed.y. Okay, now I'm going to move this up here. So this will allow it to move a little bit off screen, but that's easier than keeping it completely on screen. Okay, so let's see what happens with that case. So let's try circles.py. Okay, so he's going off to the right. I should have made him run faster, shouldn't I have? Okay, he goes, and he hits the right, and he bounces. Good, that's just what he was supposed to do. And let's see if he bounces off the bottom also. Oh, he did. Very nice. Look at that. Okay. Well, let's increase his speed a little bit. Where did I create the circle? Let's do that 1.5 and 0.7. Just so he's a little more exciting to watch, right? There he goes. Bink. 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 Oh, isn't that fun? Look at that. It left a little bit of red on the screen there. So the move, somewhere there's an error. That's interesting. I wonder if he's leaving one on the bottom too when he bounces off the bottom. So it has something to do with bouncing off the top. I don't know what it is. So even software that you didn't write can have small errors in it. Isn't that interesting? But when he moved across it, he wiped it out. Okay. I can't tell if he's leaving any down there in the brown. So as opposed to some other windowing system or drawing systems, it's really easy to move the circle because I just have to tell him to move. And I don't have to worry about when he, erasing him or making him go over this transition. He just moves. Now there's one more thing I wanted to show you. So this is circle 2 equals circle canvas. We're going to make his radius 15. He's going to be red, green, blue. He's going to be yellow. And we're going to give him 480. And his speed is going to be negative 0.7. 0.2. He's going to move somewhat slower. Now let's see what this looks like. Okay, that's fascinating. But the problem is they don't bounce off of each other, do they? When I originally started this, I was hoping to make them bounce off of each other, but it's actually not something I've ever done successfully before, so I was going to have to look up a lot of things, and probably it's not best that I take time to do it. But at least we've got two circles moving. Now, what happens if instead I say for index in range 10, and it turns out I'm not keeping track of those anyway. So I want the radius to be random.randint 5 to 50. We'll leave them all the same color for the moment. How does that sound? Actually, we'll just start them all at the same place. Random.random, oops, over 3, and random.random over 4. Let's see what that does. Oh my. Oh my, oh my, oh my. They're slowly drifting apart as their speeds cause them to diverge. And pretty soon, we've got little circles running all over the screen. How about that? Now, this is the power of a class. I could have done the circles without a class, okay? I could have just made, lists of radii and colors and positions and speeds. But it's much easier with a class because then each circle keeps track of its own parameters. And actually I should show you how to do a random color too. So let's do a random color. Alright. Def random color. Red equals random dot randint 0, 255. It's probably 256. Green equals random dot randint 0, 256. You can kind of see where this is going, right? Blue equals, I could just copy this, couldn't I? Now I have to say retval, because I need a string as it turns out. So I need the pound, and I need red colon x to turn it into a hexadecimal number. Green colon x. Blue colon x. Return retval. And so this is going to be random color. And we've got to stop this guy here. You know, those are all just a little too lazy, aren't they? So let's speed them up a little bit. That's going to speed them up quite a bit. Oops. Okay, I didn't make them be too wide, so it's probably 2x. I hope. Let's see if that works. Nope. Let's try 0.2x. Look at that. Yeah, I made the y velocities much bigger than the x velocities. So let's just wow. Now you can imagine if they bounced off each other how much more exciting this would be. But for now, I've wasted enough of your time if you've actually watched this far. You might notice that some of the circles go in front of others, and it has to do with the order that you created them in. I believe the most recently created one always goes in front. So that great big blue guy goes in front of everybody else because he was the most recently created. There are more things that we could do than this, but you've gotten some ideas of some pretty strange things you can do with graphics now. So I hope it was at least entertaining and perhaps even educational. Thanks for watching.